We're Seth and Natalia. We bought Windrose, a 38-foot 1977 Custom Ingrid Atkins sailboat in Hawaii. We're working hard to restore her in preparation to untie from this island and sail the world. We are excited to share our journey with you so you can see our world alongside us. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you remember in last week's video, we mentioned how when we docked under sail, we actually bumped into our front rigging underneath our bowsprit. It snapped, and we now need to have that re-rigged, which isn't a big deal because we needed to do it anyways. That's the weakest rigging because it sits just constantly in the salt water. It was actually quite corroded, but I'm gonna just take the Star Clean one-step metal treatment and I'm just gonna go through. That sounded like it was sponsored. It's not sponsored. This was recommended from our neighbor. And I'm gonna go through and just hit the rigging and our stanchions and just any metal on the boat, even like our winches and different things like that, just to keep the rust at bay, because we know that our rigging can last a little bit longer. We just got to keep everything and take care of it. So that's what I'm going to do now and get going before the sun really roasts me, and I just like to do it when it's cool. Alright, so it's been 24 hours and we already have new rigging. 24 hours from when we went to see a rigger here on the island. Turned it around really fast for that one piece. We also have the hardware for the rigger. So we also did decide to just get some new anodes. So when we're at it, we're going to just replace some of these anodes from West Marine. And the key is to not drop anything, just because water here is very murky. It's also 20 feet deep where our slip is. And yeah, we're gonna do the rigging. We're kind of glad this happened. It kind of let us see what the rigging state is in, because the rigging was last done just shy of 20 years ago, and our sails are also kind of tough. So we found a sail maker slash, like, they have a department for rigging, all in one company, and we're gonna try to see what it would be to get new sails, what it would be to get new rigging, and the cost, and obviously the rigging's more important. So we're gonna begin that journey too. What are you doing? You working hard? So we have the leftover part of the rigging under the water. It was really easy to take it off the front of the bowsprit, but here it's pretty tough. So we got to start with that first, and then we'll get to rigging. It'll do for now. It's not the best, but it'll hold for you loosely. Alright, so we had to halt the project because we realized that this is the one that goes on the top that we bought the new one for. So we replaced this one with that piece and it works perfect. However, we assumed that this one would also be the same as the one that goes at the bottom of the hull. However, as you can see, I said that a bunch of times, however, you can see this divot is a lot more deep than this one, and we can't put this one back on because you can see it's just corroding a ton already. Alright, so that's my fault because I just assumed that both pieces were the same, so I just grabbed the one and we didn't take the other one off, thinking again it was the same. But of course it's not, because projects take 3 times longer than you plan on. But we're gonna at least put the rigging on and then just like put it up on the boat to just kind of sit, and then we'll get the other piece this week and then just tighten it up and then just do the bottom part. So that's what we're doing now. So never assume. Projects take 3 times longer than you think and double the amount of money. Alright, we're coming at you from day 2. Actually, this is technically day 3 because we went to show them the old rigging, then we went back to pick it up, and then we went back today to get the new piece. So we got the new piece, and you can compare it to the old piece. So honestly, it was probably a blessing in disguise that we did bang into this, because this is so corroded. We brought it into the rigging store and the guy was like, boy, that's pretty scary. So I will show you a close-up of this because it's really coming apart. It's just so corroded because it sits in the water all the time. So docking under sail, we had one little oopsie, but the oopsie actually ended up probably being a blessing. So We're gonna put the rigging on now, not drop anything in the water. Cross our fingers. See how thick it is here? It's so much thicker than the old one. It's so good. And this one is so thin, you can actually see in here where it really, really corroded. Alright, she's all done. Alright, so we have an old anode from, or anode? Anode. We have, whoopsie poopsie.
We're driving.
We're driving and we have Band-Aids. So this is an old anode that we just, get out of here.
And our motor.
You'll have to let us know. You'll have to let us know if you think I have an accent. So this old anode we just took off and we replaced the other two. So we're gonna kind of do something, you can let us know if you think it's smart or redneck. We're gonna actually tie it because there's loops on the end of these fenders. That way it'll just be an extra anode and just seems silly to, dangling. Just extra than just throwing it out. You're gonna just right there? Yeah, look at it just dangle. I think this is like 100% redneck. We might be a redneck. Oh yeah, that's better.
That's better.
Get out of here.
Great.
You're killing me. Wow. Good morning to a beautiful cotton candy colored sky. Oh, never gets old. Just the pink and the blue. Look how clear the sky is over there.
Alright folks, so Natalia's out of town this week, and that means we usually do a project that she doesn't want to be a part of, or that's easier to do when she's not here. So this week's project is going to be revarnishing the floors inside the boat. With only one person here, it's going to be a lot easier to walk around. I'm still going to have to play lava, or whatever you called it as a kid, but ground is lava. So I'll be doing that this week, but I'm probably going to do a couple coats. There's somewhere, especially in like the high traffic areas, which is basically the whole boat. So I'm just going to do a couple coats, and we're going to get started doing that. Alright, so I've done this section right here. Kitchen's still dry, stairs are dry, so you can have an exit plan. This part's dry, and then it gets wet way up over here. So then I did this section, but then that part on the end's still dry, so you can just hop on over. Alright, so while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to do some editing, hang out, maybe watch some YouTube myself. Alright folks, so it's the next day. I've waited for those two areas to dry, and I'm going to move on. So this section here is dry. Kitchen still needs to be done, so I'm going to do that now. Same with this section I'm sitting on as dry. Well, yeah, it's dry because I haven't done it yet. Paint the kitchen, and then this dining area as well. And I'm going to do those sections next. Here's how the floors look. Pretty good. Good enough for now. If you're wondering what that towel is, that's to mark my line of what's dry and what's wet. That way I don't step on the wet floor. Alright, so Natalia's been gone for about a week. I've been working on these floors. There's a couple touch-up things that I'll probably do later, but I'm leaving today on a flight back to Colorado, which is where my family is, and Natalia's going to meet me there. We're going to hang out there for about a week before we come back to the boat, so I'm gonna leave the floors how they are, batten down the hatches, get everything good to go, double up the lines because this is the first time I'm leaving the boat since we've had it. Electricity and stuff is off except for the bilge pumps and stuff like that, so just getting everything ready real quick today before I leave this afternoon. So we'll see how it goes, but it should be good. So let's go folks. When it comes to packing on a boat, duffel bags are the best usually because you don't have room for like a normal size suitcase, so I'm going to be traveling with the duffel and a backpack. Should be good to go.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so that you can catch our video next week. See ya!